Hello, I'm Dr. Brandt Gibson, and I know it's really early in the morning, but I was unable to get my final video filmed yesterday, so I figured I'd put it up today. And what I'd like to talk to you about is small fiber peripheral neuropathy. So as you remember, peripheral neuropathy is a nerve malfunction of the peripheral nerves, the nerves outside the brain and spinal cord. So everything that's not in the brain and spinal cord can be affected with peripheral neuropathy. But what we want to talk about is just the small nerves. These are the nerves usually that are the furthest away from the spine and brain, and typically will malfunction very commonly in certain types of peripheral neuropathy. For example, diabetes, small fiber peripheral neuropathy is very common. With small fibers, these are the thinly myelinated and unmyelinated nerves, the A delta or the C fiber nerves. And the symptoms of this type of nerves are all sensory. So with small fiber sensory neuropathy, it's a feeling, it's a sensation causing these symptoms. With small fiber sensory neuropathy, there are really only a couple different ways that it can be tested. You can do some of the simple nerve tests to evaluate if you have peripheral neuropathy, but to confirm a peripheral neuropathy, small fiber peripheral neuropathy, you need to do an epidermal nerve fiber density test, which means you do a little punch biopsy of the skin, and they count the nerves, and they can actually tell you whether you have a small fiber sensory neuropathy or not. So with a small fiber sensory neuropathy, the treatment options are also dependent on determining that you really have this type of neuropathy. For example, there are certain types of treatments that are more effective for large fiber sensory neuropathy as opposed to small fiber sensory neuropathy. But the idea is we typically want to do a small fiber sensory neuropathy treatment with such things as nerve reset. There's a machine that we use that will actually reset the nerves and cause the nerves to function more like they're supposed to. You can do a nerve release, which is using the brain to function in a more complete way. This works really well with small fiber sensory neuropathy. You can do a nerve repair with vitamins and nutrition. These actually work, again, really well with small fiber sensory neuropathy. There are actually studies showing that with certain types of vitamin treatments, you can actually regrow the small fiber nerves. So in the epidermal nerve fiber density test, they're counting the number of nerves. 6 months later, using nutrition, the appropriate nutrition, the correct vitamins, they've actually shown improvement in the number, which means you're regrowing nerves. You can do nerve re-education. There's 2 different machines that we will use to do that nerve re-education. For example, the Rebuilder, which you can use at home to actually help re-educate the nerves, help them to function properly. This works really well, again, with small fiber sensory neuropathy. So with all that information, what you want to do is you want to get evaluated and determine if you have a small fiber sensory neuropathy so you can determine which treatments are going to work for you. This is Dr. Brandt Gibson, and this is your Neuropathy Nugget, day 398, I believe. If you have any additional questions, you can reach out to me, or if you'd just like additional information, you can go to neuropathybook.com and get your free copy of the Peripheral Neuropathy Unmasked.